Super Sexy Rejects. It is time for us to watch Loki Season 2. Very, very excited for this, man. I've heard good people have said good, even people I know who don't really. It's Patreon. I don't need to retake it. People I know who haven't really been liking Marvel have seen it and have said that they really enjoyed it, which just made me that much more excited.
Sure.
Because, like, when finishing the final episode a couple days ago, I was like, man, Marvel really had a great ending here.
Yeah, man.
Will it come back well?
Did not follow through with this. Like, just even watching it again, I was like, oh man, the multiverse.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Can't wait for Kang.
Wait a minute. We've gotten some of this, haven't we?
I bet Kang is going to be so important and not at all beaten by ants.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this. I've heard really great things. So let's get to it, people.
I hereby arrest you for crimes against the sacred timeline.
How do you plead?
Been waiting to see you again.
Yeah.
Isn't he perfect?
He
So
is
good.
among the most perfect castings.
It's like, can you hold this for 1 sec, John? Thank you. It's like one of those rare times where it's like it's Owen Wilson, but you don't see Owen Wilson.
That good? Yeah.
Mobius is Owen Wilson.
One of the rare times where it's like he's really playing a character, you know?
And it shows how good Owen Wilson is because you're like, oh, wait, he's been acting.
Yeah.
The void. Every step you took to get here.
Remember good Kang.
John Paranoid, can you check if it's recording?
It is recording.
Okay. Super paranoid.
Oh. Let's go.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Man, the wait is over.
This is one of the longer gaps since we've seen that.
The gravitas bumper.
It would have been cool if they changed it all to Kings.
Yeah.
Or green.
All Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, that's what Marvel needs right now.
There was one. Yeah, we got a little
One.
flash.
To be fair.
Was this the longest gap since Phase 4 started? I think it might be.
Oh my goodness.
Pazuzu.
Oh man,
I got chills already.
I'm so jacked right now.
What is going on? Mobius, it's me. I don't know you.
Yes, you do.
Come on. Whoa.
So, Attack of the Clones.
Whoa. Whoa. He's
We're
not gonna
actually
like that.
going to the Citadel to TVA this time. Casey.
Casey.
Oh!
Don't you harm Casey.
Great shot. Wow.
Those meditation minutes in. Just waiting for the screen to fall.
A lot of people are going to die from that truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the driver fine?
Well,
There we
Oh,
go.
no.
The organization is cracked.
There's some deja vu to it.
oh,
Damn it. Whoa.
Oh, interesting. So displaces him in a different time or setting? It's just a different setting within the TVA?
I think it'd be a different time in the same setting,
Ah.
or setting is time and place, but a different place, different time and same place.
It was an alternate TVA he was in.
Yeah, the logo's probably different.
Oh. It is the same room. Same time.
Oh.
No. I'm not used to it being so handheld by shooting the TVA.
Handheld in these kind of longish takes. I haven't felt this level of like
Pure
excited
excitement.
anticipation for Marvel in a minute. Even as the guy who's cool with Phase 4 mostly. Gotta hear the truth, man.
Do not rely on Miss Minutes.
Yeah.
X5.
Oh, it's Colin, baby.
I don't think he really cares. Yeah.
I care.
I'm so glad Raphael Castell's part of the Marvel universe.
What a menacing, dreadful start.
Whoa! Jeez, man.
Well, this is like a 70s horror shot right here.
Yeah.
And he's just still pushing through, man.
Poor Casey. This has just been the weirdest day.
There is like a weird 70s horror way to shooting this.
Wow.
Well,
See for yourself. God.
those effects are disturbing.
Yeah. This whole thing is eerie. Ugh. Jeez, man. Oh.
Awesome match
Awesome.
cut.
And erased your memories. Memories she can access through enchantment. Before this, you had a past. Maybe you had a family.
Ooh. Oh, it's her from The Witcher. And she's from Game of Thrones. Make it make sense.
This should have been the next appearance of Kang. This is like exactly
This
what I
is
wanted.
so sinister.
Yeah. I like ants. Marvel.
Huh. Ooh, it's spooky. For all time. It's Verona.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be what Miss Minutes gave her
Oh, right.
at the end of the last episode. We all did.
Ooh. My man. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Succumbing to the political dogma.
It's a good debate.
There's such great craftsmanship to the symmetry and editing.
Justin, you're killing this.
I used to be a Nazi.
She's a rogue variant.
Mutant confirmed.
Someone's gonna say it.
Whoa! Hello there.
Whenever it enters a room, it gets handheld. Destroy the wall.
Oh.
Ooh, I just got chills everywhere.
Prune you next time. It's like his.
What? Holy shit. Corruption is deeper than we expected. This looks like it's shot on film.
It's beautiful.
We'd eat ants.
That's the only way to stop him.
It's not about that, guys. You got to get a handle on this glitching thing, man. Whoa!
Damn.
See that?
All the cans?
Yeah.
Gangs.
Up here, in there. I mean, did you come straight from the end of time?
Wow. No.
Timey-wimey.
Oh.
How does it look?
Great counter.
No.
Oh.
God, their chemistry is so good.
No, no doctors.
Whoa.
Great reflection pan.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Yes. "70-minute lunch break."
Ooh.
Dude, this is shot incredible.
Yeah. I love this.
It does not feel committee made.
And it matches the aesthetic of the TVA really well.
I love that line.
Bars.
I love that line. I mean, going all handheld really captures the disillusionment of it all.
Yeah.
The energy's so high of just dialogue.
Whereas, like season 1, where you're in the fantasy.
My man.
Yeah. The ultimate guy in the chair.
Good to see you too. Yeah, Loki.
Ouroboros. That's awesome.
It's a great trip down memory lane.
And it feels so good.
Yeah.
Forever. For all time, always.
It's got that strange 70s sci-fi horror.
I mean, it's like Brazil.
There's that Terry Gilliam touch to it, yeah.
The set's beautiful. Oh, yeah.
I'm having trouble reconciling that.
He is the perfect person to add to this world.
Is he back 400 years?
This match frame circles is so cool.
Reconciling that? But you've seen it in the past.
Upload the memory.
He just got the memory. It's filling in now.
Oh, this is so strange. I love it.
So linear time in this?
Yes. Yes.
Great editing. It's in the future. Well, you've had 400 years to build one.
Jesus.
I love it so much.
This is right there. Whoa. All at once. But what's the present?
His origin
But
point?
how do we decide what the present is?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that what Wanda did at Mr. Fantastic?
Yes.
Everything everywhere all at once?
Oh. Oh. It's Morse code.
Uh-oh. He's not having fun anymore.
It's code.
Is it Morse code, yeah?
Wow. These sets. Good catch.
I can't get over how cinematic this is. Just these wide frames.
The most beautiful sets I've seen in a long time.
This has actual movie magic. Not just like CG.
They're walking in a place.
Like there's just looming dread.
And the details in the signs, the posters, the floor.
What I think is great is that the TVA has always had this 70s production design, especially with its equipment and stuff. And this time they're actually choosing to hone in on the visual language of those kind of films.
Yeah, it matches the aesthetics.
Whoa.
Cerebro.
I haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, but that makes me think of what everyone's told me about 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I haven't seen it either. I think this moves a little faster though.
just a smush.
The temporal loom is the heart of the TVA. It's where raw time is refined into physical time.
Wow.
Raw time.
How horrifying.
Oh. Danger looms beyond the temporal loom.
Oh, that feeling when you realize there's only like 10 minutes left in the episode.
I know. Don't remind me. Don't end. Dear God.
Ticking clock now.
Don't even remind him.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. You got this, B-15.
Oh, yeah. What's becoming of Sylvie right now?
She's fine. Oof. Looks like the Thing a little bit,
Oh, that was so.
especially with that classic warped face design.
Mm-hmm. I love that they're using the falling imagery, but it's falling through time instead of physical space. Like he does the throwback
hair whip,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's falling through
Signature
time.
hair whip. Fruit of the temporal loom.
Future, not past.
Future. Way of the future.
There's also a bit of that Christopher Nolan touch on how he would capture a sci-fi story.
The sound design too is really Nolan.
Nah, dude, I can hear too much of
That's
this.
true. There is dialogue.
Everybody just keeps bringing it back to that.
I mean, you've seen it all, you know.
I love how
Wow.
B-movie sci-fi tech it all feels.
Yeah, he's like
It's all so outdated and
like he's about to
unreliable.
dive to the bottom of the sea or something.
Whoa! Waves of time.
Wow.
What a horrifying scenario.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's my first chills moment. That is so cool.
Threads of time forming a rope.
Great race against the clock here.
Woof. Get your suit peeled off.
Oh.
It's how tangible and intense everything is.
This is episode 1. They're doing so much.
Yikes!
Oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh, no. Whoa.
Green. Prune.
He doesn't have a time
find a stick, boy.
Find a stick. It's Trinity. Answer it.
Come on.
This does feel like Matrix.
Right?
Yeah. It's like about to press the EMP.
And then
The phone, yeah.
in a hallway.
Move faster, Loki.
Yeah, come on, dog.
You know you're on a race against time right now. Is that
Is it
Sylvie?
you?
I'm gonna guess Sylvie.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
No. No, 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 no.
What's happening?
Always. Love how it looks like musculature under the first layer of the suit.
Mm-hmm.
God.
That was an alarming ass POV. Yes.
Come out.
Oh, no. Yes. Oh.
Oh no.
Dang.
Who's doing the pruning?
God. That stretch zoom. Damn. Wow.
Whoa!
Yes. Beautiful.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yes, we do.
Actually, the pruning usually happens so fast, but that looked excruciating what he was going through.
Yeah.
Where are they going?
Everywhere. All at once.
I don't buy it.
No. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Justin Aaron.
Cheapers, man.
Brilliant.
Woo.
That was brilliant. Oh, there's new credit stuff.
Ooh. Hey, hey.
What are we
Go for
looking
some
at?
key lime pie. Oh. Is that an old banana?
Black holes. I'm picking up nothing.
TVA soup. Isaac Bowman did great work.
Wowee.
Natalie Holt's
Holt
music.
killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the writing was good on this one too. I didn't recognize the writer's name, but this suit too has to be a tribute to some classic sci-fi movie. I feel like the design looks familiar.
The cosmic stuff was straight like Starlin mixed with Kirby, but I didn't recognize the suit. It must be a movie thing, or maybe I just don't know that cosmic stuff. But
There was a photo of them touching heads from earlier. Whoa. This looks like they took a page out of the American Horror Story credits.
Sure, good call. Uh-oh.
Even the credits are so ominous.
I
wonder what that's gonna be.
Give me one of those. I love a
Were
notebook.
those kings fighting always there?
The show does that. They could have.
Yeah.
I think we would have noticed it, but I honestly they could have not shown us.
What? Yes.
Wait, is this where Ravonna is?
Oh,
But not in
baby.
'82, or was it?
I think it is. Oh, she's going to McDonald's? That was a McDonald's thing.
Whack Arnold's.
How do I do this?
What would you like?
Not squirrel, not possum, not rats.
Well, you can try our new Chicken McNuggets, and we have a Big Mac.
You could have a life.
That could be me and me.
I want to try everything.
Oh my gosh, she's going to be fat as hell in 20 years.
Very quickly. She won't make it to 2023.
Damn.
That was brilliant, guys.
Was that the best episode 1?
I mean, it's
up there with WandaVision.
It's the first season 2 we've ever had
Of any Marvel property.
and yeah, episode 1 that was insanely great. Yeah, because the last episode of season 1 ended on a great ominous horrific vibe, and there were so many theories of what was happening when they saw the king statue and they didn't remember them. Like, did they rewrite time? The king rewrite time? Is he in an alternate timeline? Yeah. And the explanation that they ultimately gave us, like, oh, that's genius. And they work it into the physical stakes at what's at hand, what they got to solve. Like, it's not just something that they explain away and then they resolve it. Because I saw like this one very little tiny nitpick. And it was something, but then there was a one bigger criticism that I was actually having that I thought might have undone some of the goodwill of season 1 for me when I was seeing the trailers. Was like, oh man, you know, I loved the ending of season 1. It was so menacing, and then you're like, but it kind of undoes that whole like character arc and the journey that Loki and Mobius went through in that season.
Oh, if you don't remember each other.
Yeah.
But then they solve it. And have a buddy.
But it doesn't feel like course correction. I'm like, no, that feels like that's maybe what the plan was the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It fits perfectly.
Because this got a new writer, remember? There wasn't the original showrunner writer is not on season 2. So
Waldron?
No. The woman who directed.
Oh, the director, Kate Herron.
Yeah. Sorry, there's no showrunners in Marvel. The Kate Herron is not on this, so I don't know because you're right. I was a little worried about the pivot, but this totally played.
It totally played perfectly, and I know we said some of it during the reaction, but if you're listening to this on like Spotify or Apple, we just watched Loki season 2, episode 1, and we are reviewing it right now. And I was so impressed with the way it was shot. You know, Justin and Aaron, who did Moon Knight, who I thought they did great work in there, and it seems like they just kind of got their feet wet with that, and they were able to come over here. And one thing that I feel like with Marvel, the last thing I actually expected to talk about was specifically the way this is directed. Sure. And like the filmmaking behind it. It was the last thing I expected. Weirdly.
All of the production design, cinematography, and directing.
The editing, the music, it does feel like there's a distinct voice. That is one of the biggest criticisms that I feel like we often say with Marvel is you don't feel like when I was revisiting season 1 of Loki, I was hit with this nostalgic feeling of, man, I forgot how composed this was. I forgot just how it felt like Kate's voice was behind this. Mm-hmm. So hearing that they were switching directors made me go, okay, did they just get a hired hand so they could just kind of do the show they wanted to? That's not the impression I'm getting. Like what Justin and Aaron have done, I kind of liken it to when Doug Liman did Bourne Identity, and then they got Paul Greengrass for Bourne Supremacy.
Yeah.
Where, okay, now we're handheld. We're a little bit grittier. And it
or
really...
Alien to Aliens, how the action like accelerated, but it still felt like in a world.
Definitely, but it kind of adapts a little bit of Ridley Scott's Dread here, because it does have this 70s sci-fi horror touch laced throughout without losing its sense of wonder. I was enamored with this. I thought this was brilliant. Like just talking about like the filmmaking right at hand. John, what did you think of filmmaking?
No, yeah, I'm absolutely I'm so happy right now because I'm a little blown away because of everything you just pointed out. And yeah, like this feels like it's crafted, like it's distinct. And like this is really able. I don't know. I'm almost at a loss for words to how to describe it. But yeah, it's like the first season, felt tangible and it had all these earmarks of quality filmmaking. But this, use of these long zooms and these, kind of frantic but very, composed, like tracking shots. And clearly you're like walking around with a Steadicam. Like there's just so much legitimacy that lends to the sets, to the stakes, to the circumstances. And like throughout this, I made a remark about movie magic. And I feel like, a lot of Marvel movies don't give me that, or Marvel things are fun, they're dazzling, but they're not always giving me that sense of like, wow, I am beholding the possibilities of movie magic. And this had that, because it was like it legitimizes all these sets and stuff like that. Then where there is CGI, like, it blends really nicely, but clearly they're really throwing down on all these designs and things. It has humor without feeling jokey. It's foreboding. It's thrilling and exciting. And you care about each beat of the characters' journeys as well. And yeah, I don't know. This was just so rich to me. This gave me kind of everything I was hoping for and so much more. And it also feels like we just immediately picked up from the end of season 1, and we're just going like, and it's funny that they had that back and forth with Ki Kwan's character about like, how long has it been? Because sitting down to this, I was like, God, it feels like Loki was a century ago. And then during the episode, I was like, I feel like I just watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
Or like we were just doing the experience of seeing it the first time just yesterday or something like that. So I mean, I could go on forever, but yeah, I thought this was terrific, amazing.
Coy, what did you think about Obi?
I love obviously they cast perfectly, but I love especially in that scene how the time editing and time displacement and the sets were like full power, because they framed him in the center of a circle, and then not only did the circle slightly get fuller for the future and a little bit emptier for the past, but it wasn't obvious, and the fact that they had like match edited the circle behind Loki, so it was super disorienting and you felt like stuck out of time. Yeah. They made you feel like you were out of time while Loki was discovering what to do with his being out of time.
Yeah.
Like that was genius. Justin and Aaron are buddies of mine, and I love their work so dearly. And I will totally admit there was a part of me that was so afraid that the world would be robbed of some of their more insane cinematic skill by them going to a major studio. Like I legitimately obviously love Marvel, but there's a lot of directors that can make Marvel stuff and they can like blend their style with the Marvel style, and that's great. I'm happy for them. But I was so worried that we wouldn't get more things like Spring, which is one of my favorite horror movies ever that they did years ago. And I was so like, oh, this is years of their lives. And then I liked a lot of Moon Knight, but I didn't love the ending. This was what I was hoping would happen when you hire directors like Justin and Aaron.
Yeah.
Like where they let them paint with their paintbrushes, where you let them have, here's a blank check because we can afford it, but also make the thing you'd make, but in our universe. That's what comics are. To me, you give a writer you trust and an artist you trust the character, and you just say like, okay, we're not going to make coloring in the lines too detailed, but just don't do these things. But everything else, just go nuts.
Yeah.
And that way you can keep it in your universe, but it's also their book. That's why I like Tom King's Batman, because it feels like his, and that's why I like what Mitch Gerads does with his characters, because they feel like his. And this feels like Justin and Aaron were like, okay, we just can't kill Loki in the first episode because anything else is fine. And it's their style, it's their world, it's that 70s horror, it's the music that feels original, it's the production design that feels like not just like this feels like you can walk through this set. It doesn't feel like the void or the volume, whatever they call it. It doesn't feel like the volume. That's what it feels like to me. But I love when things are tangible and real, and I love that two people that I really respect got to make something to scale that still feels like something they'd make not in this universe.
Yeah, no, it feels like it has this combination where it feels storyboarded yet off the cuff at times. Like, oh, let's just watch the actors work, now let's shoot around them. There was such energy and vibrancy. Like it's literally about the mood of it is a race against time. And the destruction of time.
And they keep adding ticking clocks.
Yeah, you could feel its reverency for the last season all over it, but yet completely doing its own thing here. Everyone's like the performances of obviously Tom Hiddleston. Great again. I want to.
Owen Wilson's thumbs up was the funniest thing to me. Like I couldn't hang.
I can't wait for him to get his jet ski.
It's coming.
Yeah, just getting their chemistry back, feeling like, oh, man, they haven't missed a step. Not one bit here have they missed a step. I am hoping though that in some ways they do retain some of the bit of what we love about Loki. Instead of him just being like a TVA agent this time, who's on edge, you want a bit of that God of Mischief in some capacity.
Oh, I think that's definitely coming.
Even though he's had a complete character arc, I wanted to still have a bit of what we know about Loki. You know,
you want a little bit of his duplicitousness.
Yes, of course.
No, I think that's coming. I think what I'm really intrigued by is the Raphael Cassel footage we saw in the trailer had him as like an actor, like a theater actor. And I didn't realize he was going to be a TVA agent. And then we've also seen some stuff where there's like, so I'm curious what like Loki has to do to manipulate Rafa's character, or like how he's going to get around the TVA that are clearly going out and hunting Sylvie. That's where I think we're going to get some mischief in there.
Yeah, last season we didn't really we're going to the political bureaucracy a lot more here this time around. And before it was just kind of Ravonna saying shit.
Now there's a board.
And I was like, okay, there's like a lot more people here than just Ravonna. It seemed like it seemed like she was answering to timekeepers, and then there was Ravonna, right? And last season, so we didn't really see much of like the political debates, but clearly there's a lot more cover up and
there's
conspiracy.
A legislative branch. She was judicial. Like there's other branches going on.
I mean, like Kang has created, or He Who Remains has created such a dichotomy for everyone, such a problem that does come into question. It literally was what Loki and Sylvie were arguing about is telling the truth better than
the lie that comforts everyone.
Yeah.
Can I say before all of the internet does, because we will hear this ad nauseum, this isn't Marvel's back, but it is to me. Hey, they can still do that magic, and they just need to like narrow it down. If we could prune some of the Phase 4 stuff that didn't work in the Holy Timeline, then like shows. Kang Dynasty, I think that's what Kang Dynasty is going to do. I think Kang Dynasty is going to show that we are on disparate timelines. Not everything is canon, and then Marvel could just keep the stuff that worked. And I think this shows like they still got it.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think with Kang, it's so weird because revisiting season 1. Wow, what a perfect setup for Kang and the multiverse consequences.
They shouldn't have touched it until this.
And then we saw what happened, and it felt like a lot of Loki season 1 ending was not really consequential to the films and shows that came following it.
That big
right?
moment, everybody's like, "That's the moment everything changes."
Yeah.
I'm like, "So when do we find out what changed?" And this feels like everything changed.
Yeah.
2 years later.
Yeah. It picks, and it's like, all right, wow, I'm in it, and Kang is back to feeling. It makes you forget about his Ant-Man appearance.
100%.
Which, like Jonathan Majors, did a fine job as Kang in that film. But
he was in a different movie.
It was a different movie, and overall, he got killed by ants. But right,
Yeah.
so and then here, like, this is the threatening guy that we were all worried about, and just of how there were clues about him laced throughout. And one thing I hope this show does is kind of give you a sense of the TVA society a bit more. It seemed like we got a hint of that in the opening action scene, especially when you got all these different characters here. But then with Kang, I imagine that he's going to be connected that Ravona's true past is probably connected to Victor Timely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was what they established in the end. We're going to see Victor Timely as established in Ant-Man Quantumania. We're going to see Victor Timely, and I imagine that's where Ravona's part of her history truly lies there as well. Because,
And I think, oops, sorry.
Because she left it last season. She said she was going to go look for him, essentially implying that she was going to go look for him. And it seemed like the message that Loki was playing was the thing that was left for him.
And I think some of
Left
those
for her.
TVA are going to there. I think they're going
That
to
makes more sense.
Ravonna.
That
And I
makes more
think
sense,
that's
yeah.
where we're going to see Rafa as the actor.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That makes.
That's
a lot
my
more
theory, is that
sense.
he's going and hunting her. So it's not just Sylvie they're going after. It's also Ravonna.
Yeah.
In the original timeline, because if they cut off her, then we don't find out all this about Kang and it goes back to status quo.
So why are they going after Sylvie though? John, what are your theories?
They are.
You don't think they are?
Didn't they partly establish that, or at least that's what
Loki assumes.
That's
Loki assumes, but
it's assumed.
But the Irish people and the guy who like
I think she's Scottish.
They Scottish or whatever. They said we have to go after Sylvie. We have to get Sylvie. They said it in the boardroom, and B-15 witnessed them say that.
But then B-15 said this seems success. I think it's not just Sylvie, or it's a mislead.
But what did they need to go
maybe-
after Sylvie?
But maybe they know more than the rest do. At least the woman from Game of Thrones seemed to know more. The woman from The Witcher seemed more earnestly surprised by this revelation, whereas the woman from Game of Thrones seemed to be like more aware, more in control, and trying to just not let that on so much. So I wonder if maybe she has got some kind of awareness of He Who Remains or the truth of the matter, and is trying to maintain and protect the lie that everybody lives under, or something. I guess would be because if she knows Sylvie killed him, then that would be the reason to prioritize her. But there's also just like the leftover circumstances from last time too, with them being on this manhunt anyway.
I wish the trailers didn't reveal that she works at McDonald's.
I know.
I was thinking that too.
I would have loved to have almost no Sylvie in the trailers, and then to have this little post-credit bit would have been really nice.
Well,
Like,
it's
as a
weird.
surprise.
I personally only watched the one trailer,
Same.
so I don't really know anything about.
I
What's,
only
what's
have
supposed
those
to
two
happen
things in my head.
Yeah.
The actor scene and the Sylvie McDonald scene.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder too if the Rangers and stuff are going to start encountering variants of themselves who get to live, or something, as they're going around.
I can't get over
Because
the
they're
visuals.
all going in such numbers. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a possibility too.
Man, this was brilliant.
I can't get over the visuals of the cosmic time distortion, the time waves and stuff. That's gonna like stick with me. That's what the
Dude, the
comics feel
temporal
like,
loom and all
and
that,
that was
like-
so cool to see something that feels like a comic I've read, but like in a more tense 3D way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. This is up there with my favorite first episode of anything.
This is special. This is one of the best episodes of the Loki show.
Yeah,
Confidently
saying
say that. Yeah, this is one of the absolute best episodes of the Loki show.
I'm so glad Justin and Aaron are on all of it. Like, I'm so glad it's their show, not like switching around directors. I'm sure other people can do great, but this gives me so much hope for the whole season.
Yeah, but and what I just really appreciate too is they are providing a uniqueness here that feels different and distinct from
Everything.
season one, and it's still they still understand like turmoil, psychological turmoil, like where Moon Knight was obviously very character focused, which made more sense for that. And here you still get the emotionality of what everyone's experiencing. So there's still going to be character-based stuff, but it's more of about immediacy of what they're experiencing and the tension that they're going through. So I really, really, I was really impressed with this. I was surprised by how It's like I had a feeling it would be good, but I didn't think it would be that good.
I know, right?
I actively didn't want it to end, and I was gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Like I don't often get like I don't have words, and then I also don't want things to not end forever. This is
it feels vintage and throwback, but also new. You know,
Yeah.
like
It
the
feels,
first season.
It feels vintage, it feels now, and it feels future all at the same time.
Yeah.
kinda.
Time.
Time. Well, and part of me, I'm curious too about what they're going to do about that past beat that we saw with the Kang statue, because it's clear Mobius has had his mind wiped a number of times. So I'm like, is there a recent previous iteration of the TVA that was like Lord Kang Central or something?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
I think that's what it seemed to clearly establish.
Yeah.
At some point, they didn't have to hide it.
So,
and
like-
why did he start hiding it?
And am I don't know, is Mobius going to find out like some kind of horrible complicitness that he's had to be a part of in the past that
Well,
he's not aware of now?
I also thought there was a strange parallel too, to bring it back to Obi and He Who Remains. Like they're both there with these really important jobs about time displacement and whatnot.
And they're just kinda on their
they're
own.
isolated and
Yeah,
wait
they
for
haven't seen anyone in
visitors to come
400
see.
years.
Yeah, he hasn't seen anyone in hundreds of years, and he seems fine too.
yeah.
I want more.
Like he's almost like a supplement for Miss Minutes, possibly. I don't know. It's something. There's something really interesting about a mirroring effect with that.
See, that's the magic. Is I'm like, I have so many. You can draw theories out of this. There are so many curiosities, and they're all in different directions. There's the circumstances of the story, but there's the character qualities in that. And it's been a long time for me since like coming into Loki season 2 is like, I'm happy to be here. I loved the first season, so like this is a pretty easy bar to clear. Like it can be. If it's just okay, I would be honest about that, but I would be still pretty pleased to be here. And so it's been a long time since I've had that vibe coming in and then been so bowled over. Like, wow, this went far above and beyond any expectation I would have had. I'm happy enough to be back, but also I'm overjoyed that they like really pulled all the stops out.
It's like Guardians for me. I knew I'd love it, and then I was like, "Whoa, do I think is this my favorite of the three?"
If you look at what's been beloved, like our feelings for this, I have a feeling people are going to love this.
Yeah.
Sure.
This Guardians director's vision.
Yes. And mostly isolated, like mostly to itself, not trying to start 500 spinoffs.
Yeah, but you also know it's connected at the same
Right.
time without it like really reaching for that connection. I think
Like
that's
Loki
great.
season 1 and WandaVision, I think, are the two most separate of the shows, and they did well. And here we are.
Yeah, this is something really. This felt very special to me, and it's when you get shit like this, of when you get something mediocre, of why a mediocre thing in Marvel stings even more.
Right.
Prune it capable.
Because you know what the potential is. And Phase 4, people dog on Phase 4, but let's not forget it started off with WandaVision and Loki.
Yeah, WandaVision,
You know?
Loki, No Way Home, and Shang-Chi came out of that. It's just other stuff did too.
Yeah.
And Wakanda Forever came out of that, but then other stuff
and
did.
then it's connective tissue and the lack of consequence. Like this feels like, the repercussions, the consequences of their actions, of the Loki's actions from the end of season 1.
And I think the benefit of this and Kang and everything else is time travel does mean you can clean that up. Like I do think Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty mean like, okay guys, we hit listen, we read the message boards, we're so sorry, sweep, and like this is totally a thing.
Yet I feel like the marketing for this, and maybe it has something to do with Jonathan Majors' personal life troubles.
It's been pretty quiet.
I feel like the marketing for this has not been as ramped up as it normally would be for Marvel.
I'm hoping.
But the word of mouth has got. I know the trailer did phenomenally well, but yet I still feel like the marketing feels a little quieter than usual.
Sure.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I'm really curious how it ramps up and what word of mouth is once it's out, because I do think this is exceptional. And I think that quality is going to make people. That's why I said the first thing, like, Marvel's back. Like, I do think it's going to be that kind of rush, and especially post Guardians. Now they're 2 for 2. And so I hope this leads to. And the next thing after this is going to be they're doing a whole day, I think, for last we heard, they're doing everything at once with Echo. And then the Captain America 5 is the first thing under Iger's new stuff. 4. Yeah, I skipped a whole Captain America. Captain America 4 is the first thing under Marvel's whole.
Scrap 4 entirely.
Yeah, we skipped 4. We're on to Sam Wilson's 5. But yeah, I think that Bob Iger's new vision and like Kevin Feige having time to readjust to everything that had to be changed with the pandemic and everything else. Like, remember Falcon Winter Soldier had to be like half reshot. Like things had to really change with Phase 4. So I do have some faith in where we go from here.
Okay.
So I'm very hopeful.
Guys, what did you think about it? I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
A+ for me.
That is damn good television right there. The best Marvel movie since The Dark Knight is what Twitter will say.
Easily.
Truth.
Leave your thoughts down below. Thank you to all who have been getting some RR apparel. It means the world. And we will catch you all very, very soon. Stay tuned for next week and whatever else gets uploaded on this channel. See you guys.